I'm Makaela David. I am 20 years old. I am from Walnut Grove, Missouri. It is north of Springfield, Missouri, so just tap it. And then I'm here due to ear pain and some back pain and other issues. My number one symptom is my ear pain, and I've had it for 3.5 years, and it's on my right side. I've done antibiotics, steroids, heat compresses. I've had multiple ultrasounds, an MRI, and just tried various things. No, none of them have helped. I would say it's right in here and in my inner ear, and it's about an 8 today. I would say I live with a 6 out of 10 most days, but today's a little worse. Usually when it gets bad, it stays bad for a couple days. I would say it happens about every week to every other week. And then my number 2 is back pain. And my back pain has been bad for about 9 years. It's pretty much my whole back, my lower back, my upper back. And I've tried chiropractic. I have an inversion table. I have different exercises that I do, and they help for a little bit, maybe for the moment, for the day, but overall they're not really long-term helpful. I would say I live with probably a 5 every day, and I would say on the worst days it could get up to an 8 or a 9. I would say cleaning, sitting for long periods of time, just doing day-to-day things. Vacuuming's really bad. But sometimes just sitting for long periods will do it. Will bring it up to a severe level. I do a lot of sitting for school, pretty much all day, Monday through Friday, but for work I do a lot of standing, but that can also hurt it as well. I'd say it can get up to about an 8 or 9, and that probably happens a couple times a week. And then my number 3 was energy, yes. I would say probably about 5 years that I've been noticing it, and I would say it's pretty much every day. I don't really wake up with energy, and then I just continue to not have energy throughout the day. I would say pretty much every day I wake up at a 1. Yeah, pretty much every day. Maybe gets up to a 5 or 6, and that would probably be late at night or in the evening, about 6 o'clock maybe. It doesn't really make a difference. I have a hard time napping, so I can't really get myself to nap, and even if I do, it doesn't really affect my energy level at all. I wake up how I wake up in the morning. I just feel exhausted. And like I could go back to sleep. And it affects my life because I can't really get anything done, like schoolwork and just actual work. I'd say the knee's been going on for longer than the hip, but that's been going on for a few years now. Pretty much not as long as the back pain though. It doesn't get as bad, but when it is bad, it's hard to walk. And it's just, mainly in my knee, it's just this intense pressure. But in my hip, it's more of a sharper pain. I would say it's a couple times. I've tried to notice like what makes it happen. I don't know if my back gets really bad and that makes it worse, but I would say it happens a couple times a month. I'd say about a 4 or to a 6. I would say the headaches have been happening for a little over 5 years, almost 6, and then they've just started out as just headaches, and they developed into migraines, and then I lose my vision / get dots in my vision whenever I have the migraines, and usually the migraines get worse as the day goes on. Occasionally I might wake up with them, but sometimes they just develop throughout the day, but they get so bad at night I just have to go to bed, and I can't really do anything or get anything done. I would say every day my head's probably about a 2 or a 3, and then it's mainly just, it's on top, I would say, a lot of the times. and not really in the, I don't think it's in the back as much, just mainly I would say on top and just all around, or it's just like a pounding sensation, and then it probably develops into a migraine at least once a week, but some weeks it might be 3 to 4 times that week. Can't really get a lot done, so like with schoolwork I just have to go to bed. I can't really, if there's an assignment I need to complete, I usually just push it off until the morning, since sometimes I will still wake up with it, but it doesn't, normally sleep does help, and so I try to wake up and do it in the morning because I can't do it at night. It's just kind of become my normal. It's just something I've lived with, and I take a tension headache and I go to bed, and I'm just kind of used to it. I've been doing very well. I haven't had any headaches, and it's been very pleasant. So I did work a lot, and I started my summer classes. I came for ear pain, and that has been almost non-existent, as well as my jaw pain. It's been a little uncomfortable with eating, just biting my cheek and things like that, but other than that, it's been fine. 85% I would say better. No ringing in the ears, so haven't had any of that, which I would normally have like every day. I'd say 95%. My back pain, I've had that for about 9 years, and this last week I would say it was about 40% better. So when I would drive for periods of long times, like 2 hours or more, when getting out of the car, it would be very painful to walk. There would just be like a lot of stiffness in my back and like sharp pain whenever I try to walk. And driving here this morning, I was in the car I think for like 3 hours, and I didn't have any pain when trying to walk. I would say about 75 to 80%. I would say that one it's been difficult to gauge kind of with work, just because I do have to wake up so early. But I would say that has definitely improved, especially with falling asleep. That one's probably about 80% better. Those didn't have to happen all the time, but it would make it very difficult to walk when it would happen, and I haven't had any knee or hip pain this last week. But I since it doesn't happen often, I don't know if that's just like it didn't happen last week, or if it is, just not going to happen. But I would say that one's about 60% better. So with my headaches, I would have them, if not every day, then about every other day, and they would mainly develop if I had a really long day, like if I had to wake up early, or if I had school and work and a lot of things going on. I'd get migraines at night, and I haven't had any headaches or any migraines this last week, so that was very nice. So I'd say that's about 85% better as well, or 95. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but also at the same time, I was hoping to mainly just improve the jaw pain and ear pain, because I figured the jaw pain was related to the ear pain, so I thought we improve the jaw, we'll improve the ear. But I wasn't really expecting anything with the headaches or the fatigue or just back pain and knee. I wasn't expecting other things to improve as well, so that was nice. I'm doing well. My top 4 symptoms, most of them have been relieved. My top 1 of ear pain and jaw pain and ear ringing and loss of vision, that one's completely gone away. My second symptom of back pain is about 90% better. And then my third symptom of energy and fatigue is about 90% better. And then my fourth one of hip pain and knee pain is about 100% better. I haven't had any. For the jaw pain and ear pain, it was hard to focus on certain tasks, And especially because sometimes the pain would get so bad I would lose my vision. And so then I really couldn't do anything. And then with eating, I couldn't really, sometimes I just wouldn't eat, but there were definitely certain things that I couldn't eat. And now, I don't skip a meal. I can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I don't have to worry about whether or not I'll be able to eat something, and I don't have any pain when I'm eating, and it's more enjoyable. The second one was back pain, which started about 9 years ago, and that one, it was also hard because for car trips or just really anything, sitting for long periods of time, or doing even activities, it made it hard. That one's about 90% better. I still do have a little bit of back pain occasionally, but it's definitely much better. And then 3 was energy and fatigue. I used to take hours to fall asleep, and now I can fall asleep in about 15 minutes. And I would wake up with no energy, and now I wake up with about at a 6 or a 7 out of 10. And so I wake up with some energy, and then after a little bit I have full energy, and I'm able to do things without just being completely exhausted. At night, about 6 p.m., I would hit full energy at a 6, which is now what I wake up with. And now I hit full energy about late morning, 11 a.m., and just a 9 or 10. I don't just work on school and go to work. I can actually do other things. I can see my friends, and I'm able to have fun as well as just school, work, sleep. I'm less stressed, I feel like, because I feel like I can focus more on my schoolwork, and I can, since I am focused more, I'm studying better, and I'm not as stressed about exams because I know I'm prepared, and it's just less stressful. Next one was right hip and knee pain, and it was just occasionally, normally around the time that I would just get the really bad ear pain, and it made it hard to walk. The knee pain made it hard to walk, but the hip pain especially, it just felt like it was bone grinding on bone basically in my hip, and it felt like it was out of place, and I just couldn't really walk. And I haven't had that at all. It would last for a day or two, and it would happen 1 or 2 times a month. But the knee pain tended to last longer than the hip pain. It would go on for a couple days. I felt like they had to be connected because it was all on my right side, the right hip, right knee, and then the right side of my jaw. So I felt like they had to be connected, but I didn't know what I could do to fix that. I didn't put it on my top 4 problems list, but I used to have migraines pretty much every day. If not every day, it would be every other day, but majority of the time I was having migraines. And they could start in the morning, but usually about midday. But because I work and go to school, I just kind of have to power through that. But once I got home, I would just go to bed because I couldn't function. The migraine would be so bad, and it made it difficult to do really anything. Study, see friends, just because the migraine would be so bad. I would say it started around the time the ear pain started, so about the 3.5 years. And I would say it would be my whole head, and it would affect my vision. I would, see spots, and I just couldn't focus because it was either a sharp pain or just an intense pounding in my head, and I couldn't focus. I would say it would be about an 8 or a 9. It would, at the worst, especially, and that's when I would just have to go to bed. I would be nauseous. The reason I would go to bed was because I could just turn off the lights and sit in the dark, and if I moved at all, it would come back, the intense throbbing. So I had to stay very still in the dark, no moving. So at that point, I just went to sleep because there was really nothing I could do I haven't had a single migraine since getting the orthotic in, so that's 100% improvement.
'Cause it shouldn't hurt to smile when your bite is aligned. You're feeling fine.